The Kansas City Chiefs are back at Arrowhead Stadium for their 2025 home opener. And their opponent today is a familiar one. That's right, it's a Super Bowl 59 rematch against the Philadelphia Eagles. Kansas City looks to avoid its first 0-2 start since 2014. Eagles driving in the red zone at the end of the first. Saquon Barkley gets the handoff and carves the Chiefs defense. For the touchdown, Philly up 7-0 after quarter number one. We head to the second. Chiefs trail 7-3, but they're deep in Eagle territory. Patrick Mahomes takes his time, rolls to his right, and he's got space. He dives for the pylon, and Kansas City takes the 10-7 lead. Let's go over to the fourth quarter, where the Eagles lead by 3 at the half-yard line. Of course, Philadelphia is going with the tush-push, and Jalen Hurts is driven into the end zone. The Eagles now lead by 10. The Chiefs are in trouble, down by 2 scores in the final minutes at the 50-yard line. Mahomes drops back. He's gonna fire it down the field. Tyquan Thornton is there for the catch and the touchdown as the Chiefs are still in this one. Kansas City can't convert the onside kick, so the defense needs a stop on third down. The Eagles, of course, go back to the well. The tush-push is plenty enough for the first down, and the Eagles can run this one out. The Chiefs don't get their revenge over the Super Bowl champs as Philadelphia wins 20-17. KOAM Sports Director Ryan Blank reports from Arrowhead Stadium following the loss.
For the first time since 2014, the Kansas City Chiefs are 0-2 to start the season after dropping their home opener in a Super Bowl rematch against the Philadelphia Eagles. And going into this matchup, the Chiefs defense had a tough task, trying to limit a Philadelphia offense that features Saquon Barkley, Jalen Hurts, and more. But the defense answered the call, limiting the Eagles offense to under 220 total yards.
Offensively, we played really solid football. We had short fields at times, and the guys took care of business there. That Spags had a nice game plan, very aggressive, and I thought our secondary rose up to that part of it, and they've got good receivers. I thought they stayed aggressive on the receivers within the framework of things, and I just thought all around it was a good defensive performance.
I think we did a lot better, especially that run game, the front seven. I think they held up. They did a really good job against Saquon. The back end, we limited some explosive plays, which was really good. And obviously, we got to go back and watch the film and correct some things. But I thought we took a really good step moving forward with this defense today.
While there's frustration for this Chiefs team, especially on offense, missing on some big play opportunities and having a costly turnover, Patrick Mahomes believes that this team is close, while Chris Jones thinks that this opportunity ahead gives them a chance to get closer as a group as they look to rebound in week 3.
Throughout the whole team, we just to one guy here or there. It's not like we're missing by much, and so I know it sucks to hear for the fans, but I feel like we're close, and so all we can do is just continue to work and continue to get after it. We believe the work puts out the product, and so obviously we've never been 0-2, but we've had times where we've dealt with challenges before and lost games. The guys that we have in this locker room will go back to work with that mindset of we're going to continue to work even harder, so that when we step in that field this next time, we can find a way to win in those big moments like we have at this first 2 weeks.
I think this is a moment for us to even come together as a team. A little adversity is tough, but adversity builds character. And we can come together. We got the team, we got the guys to figure this out and make a change. It's only first quarter of the season. It's 2 games. You got 17 games. So it's a long journey ahead. We can figure this thing out and get back on the right track with a win this week.
Next week, the Chiefs have an opportunity to rebound on Sunday Night Football against the New York Giants. Reporting from Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City for KOAM Sports, I'm Ryan Blank.
While the NFL season is just beginning, Major League Baseball is in its final weeks of the regular season, and the Royals and Cardinals still have hopes for a spot in the playoffs. Kansas City gets a big 10-3 win on the road against Philadelphia to get back to 500 on the season, but the Royals still need a miracle to make a run at the playoffs. They now sit 6 games back. And the Cardinals also get a huge win over a current playoff team, 3-2 over the Milwaukee Brewers. As the Redbirds' playoff hopes stay alive, they sit 4 games back with 12 games left in the season.
I'm sitting here laughing real quick. You don't have an inner ear in, but I do. Tim was playing Take Me Out to the Ball Game over you, so I just thought that was funny. Going back to the football real quick, we have to talk about the Chiefs. And I'm just going to say it, the kind of disappointment that they've been these past 2 games, what do you see from them?
Yeah, well, I think going into the season, fans knew this was going to be a tough start, but I don't think anyone thought that they'd drop both those games.
Sure.
I mean, Patrick Mahomes is one of the best QBs in the NFL. He usually pulls games like this out of who knows what. He finds a way to win. Yeah. But so far, he hasn't been able to do that. And so it's definitely a disappointing start. I told you earlier, 0-2 teams in the NFL have an 11% chance of making the playoffs.
Yeah.
0-3 dips below 3%. So next week is critical.
Well, I think, Patrick Mahomes is a miracle worker. There's no doubt. Easily one of the best QBs the NFL has ever seen. People may blame their losses over their missing pieces that they have. They're missing some high-profile offensive pieces. Do you think that's true? What do you think is the reason why they're not doing well right now?
I don't think if you slot in some of those injured players that the Chiefs are magically 2-0. A couple of years ago, the Chiefs won the Super Bowl with tons of injuries. It's not about, the injuries. Obviously, they need Patrick Mahomes on the field. But if he's on the field, if Chris Jones is on the field, they only need a couple of guys. They can scrap together everything else. They should be able to win games. It's a tough start so far.
Yeah.
But like Chris Jones said, it's a long season.
Yeah. And they probably need Travis Kelce to not have Butterfingers in the red zone, too.
That would certainly help. That was a big game-changing play right there. Eagles got the pick, completely reversed the momentum. The Chiefs are about to take the lead.
Yeah. So it's a tough start to the season. We'll talk more about it later in the show. For right now, we'll be right back. Doug, thanks. Well, we got a little bit of time here before the show, and so let's dive right back into football, specifically Chiefs. They've had a rough 2 first games. It doesn't look like it gets much easier for them throughout the rest of the season, though.
No, I mean, they are on primetime next week against the Giants at MetLife. The Giants just gave the Cowboys a run for their money. They scored 31 points. So yeah. I mean, with the way the Chiefs are playing right now, I wouldn't take that as an easy win. So
right.
The Chiefs will certainly be favored. But after that, they host the Ravens.
Yeah.
One of the best teams in the AFC, Lamar Jackson, one of the best teams in the AFC North. And you were just telling me the week after that, they traveled to Jacksonville. They look pretty good as well.
Yeah. I think we're getting to a point in the NFL where, there's still those 1 or 2 really bad teams, but the talent is just so much greater, and so there's so much ceiling for so many of these players. And if the Chiefs aren't clicking on all cylinders, like we were talking about, that's going to be an issue for them. One of the things I wanted to talk about, I thought was kind of funny. I saw this video on social media. At the end of the game, Jalen Hurts, if you all were listening on the broadcast during the game, Jalen Hurts goes to kneel. Chris Jones is frustrated, and he says, "Y'all didn't even get 100 yards." And Jalen Hurts looks at Chris Jones and says, "We still won, though." And I think if teams have that same attitude of the Eagles, where they just need to go in and they need to focus on, it's not a stats game, they have a really good chance of taking on what has been the powerhouse of the NFL for the past 6 years.
Yeah, and I think normally that's the Chiefs' mantra, right? Usually Patrick Mahomes lately hasn't been putting up these incredible stat lines, but you look at him in the past 3 years, 3 Super Bowl appearances, 2 rings, and that's all that mattered. I think Chris Jones kind of lost a little of that, the Chiefs' mantra there, because that's the most important thing, the win.
Yeah.
And, the Chiefs didn't do what they needed to do to get a win in this one.
So say the Chiefs, we were talking about percentage-wise, say they go into New York and they lose. Do you think this is a Chiefs team that we've seen they are great at just making miracles happen? If there's any team that's going to come back from 0-3, do you think it could be the Chiefs?
I do think it's probably the Chiefs, not just because of Patrick Mahomes, but Andy Reid.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy has been a head coach for, I believe, over 20 years. He's been with the Chiefs for over a decade, and he's one of the best coaches, not just in the NFL right now, but of all time. He might go down as a top 3 NFL head coach of all time. Who knows? By the time his career is over. So I think Andy Reid can always turn this around, but an 0-3 start would be ugly. I think for morale, for the team to stay together, for the locker room to really, rally around the team, they need to win in week 3.
Let's see if they can do it. That's been our time for now. Thanks for joining us. Have a great night.